Yeah, you're welcome back. You're missing the house now. Yemo.
Good afternoon, Ken. It's good to be here. Viewers. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. We're going straight to the Nigerian issue, the Nigerian Football Association, with the altercations they have with government. Part of the problems they have with government is saying the Megere board has been given so much, and then we want to know how much, how far you have spent the monies we have given to you, in spite of certain contradictions. 2 weeks back here, we showed you the affidavit. Okay, this is it. This is what the Minister of Sports or the Minister of Sport is asking the FA to account for. 170 million naira they gave them for the Nations Cup in 2013. $1.5 million they collected for the Confederations Cup. 850 million naira they took to the World Cup. They are giving 150 million every month by the Nigerian government, and then they also collected $1.5 million from FIFA before the World Cup for preparations. And they are saying, please, can you tell us how you spent this money and let us know what it is. But then while my analysts in the house will be looking at this, we also expect you to join us because the lines will be open. Let us know if the government have a right to ask them to account for these funds, or did they go about it the right way? Which way is it supposed to be done, or what is the next way forward for Nigeria? Yemi, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
You can see those figures. What does it tell?
It tells me that the NFA, whichever way you want to call it, should actually come up and account for this money being talked about. And I think it's very, very morally wrong for you to go and collect money from someone, and when you are collecting money, it is not deemed as government interference.
Yeah.
Because for me, collecting money from government to run football is government interference. So if you are collecting money to run football and you don't see that as interference there, but when it comes to accountability, when it comes for you to account for that money, it becomes government interference. You run to FIFA and they are playing the government. And I think it's high time the government sat down to restructure our football. Because really, every registered federation actually should have an audited account every year.
Yep.
When was the last time the NFF or NFA? When was the last time the account? When did they render any account? And for every time we are going for any competition, they run cap in hand to the government to go and source for fund. The Super Eagles won the Nations Cup in 2013. Yes, in the euphoria of winning the Nations Cup, nobody were
170 million.
That's it. Was spent. That's a lot of money just in South Africa here. For the Confederations Cup in Brazil, $1.5 billion. No account was given.
That's almost over 200. That's over 200.
That's over 200 million naira. And for this last World Cup, 850 million naira.
Yeah.
Mr. Ken, and yet you can't pay the players, and yet you can't pay the coach. You owe the coach. All the contractual obligation you had with the coach. Everything was broken. You embarrass Nigeria as a nation to the extent that the players miss training prior to the French game. And you see, a lot of people can say anything about
ferrying money from Nigeria to Brazil.
3.6 million.
And a lot of people can accuse Rafiu Ladipo for vituperating, for coming out to say what he said about the Super Eagles. But for me, for somebody who has been there over the years, for him to say we bungled the Nigerian course. And yes, he was putting the blame on the feet of the player, but I entirely think the management of NFA or NFF, call them by whatever name, they have not done this country well at all. They went to Brazil with all sorts of people.
All right, let's say Abdul. Abdul is calling me from Enugu. Hello, Abdul.
Hello, Ken.
How are you?
Do you know the afternoon palatable diet I get every Sunday because of your incisiveness and straight to the point?
Thank you, Abdul.
You see, to be realistic, if we fail to address the issue of gangsterism and friendliness in football, we will not go forward in Nigeria. I told you, Nigeria is far big a country that we don't need to do things in our own way. So that we have subsided to FIFA, that we want to part of them, we must be ready to follow the virtue. What I'm trying to say, you can remember vividly 1996, the same thing happened because Galadima said, World Cup is not our bet right. They put him out, all because he didn't share the money. 2010, the same thing, Sunny Lulu. Now 2014, Megeri. know that we need to do away with harassment. We need to do away with nepotism. We need to do away with clothes. We need to go and learn the rudiment of football. Look at now, 1992 and 1996, this guy came from South Africa to come and understudy Nigerian league. Then 2010, they brought him back to Nigeria to come and teach us the antidote of Nigerian we're going to. Look at Germany, it took their time, it took their consistency. Now they're trying to fire Ketty, or Ketty is trying to fire himself, all because of wrong adherence of the NFF to his leave. But Nigeria has learned how to do it right. Yeah. You people press, I'm sorry to say, Ken, with all mind of sincerity, you are not part of it. You people are. Some of them guys, they call some of your guys, they'll give them money, they'll come and give us fake reportage.
Yes.
The rest is wrong.
Yes.
Sit down,
thank you.
Talk to yourself, and put the right square hole in a square peg before we can go forward in Nigeria. Thank you very much, Ken.
Thank you, Abdul. Thank you. We appreciate that because we are also culpable. Because what we're trying to do here is bring out the facts. I mean, and let you at home and other persons see these things. Get the sentiments out of it and let's see there. Jimmy was talking about that. You collect 150 million every month. Okay. Is that interference? Are you interfering?
Well,
is the government not interfering by giving them 150 million naira every month?
Ordinarily, we ask ourselves this question: should we be having government undo football administration for us? Because at every time we find government involved, that is interference when you give public funds, taxpayers' money, just for football. We are talking about other sports not being developed. That's the very key thing for me. I keep talking about the sports policy. Some people say the sports policy is actually there. Is it there as a document? Are we executing it? Do we have a level playing ground for all sporting federations? Or is it just about football because we're a football-loving nation? All these things are things that we really need to look into. When we won the Nations Cup, I clamored for something. I said, it's very simple for us to just forget the problems of the past because now we've won the Nations Cup. We have to, say, okay, we are giants of Africa and all that. But it is supposed to be a sober moment for us to look at the mistakes of the past and try to correct it, moving into the next phase.
Okay. Now let me ask. Okay, we have Tokbe. Hello, Tokbe. Tokbe, how are you? Good afternoon, Tobe. Hello. Wow. It's like we lost that call. Please do call back. Please do call back. Talking about these figures are mind-boggling. 170 million naira they collected to go to South Africa. $1.5 million to go to the Confederations Cup.
In Brazil.
850 million. To prosecute the World Cup, apart from collecting another 3.6 million for us to go and pay to settle the players. Yep. There are allegations that even these FA members, collected, they gave themselves a bonus of about $100,000 each. I don't know how to. At this not interference.
For me, like I keep saying, we need to go back to the basics. Yeah. It's just unfortunate, like the last caller said, that we have to go over we have to go on this over and over again. You see, until when we will begin to see sport as a business, this is the 4th largest industry in the world. Until when we begin to see it as a business and handle it as same, we will never move forward.
All right, Darlington is on the line. Hello, Darlington.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Darlington.
Ken, how are you?
Fine. How are you doing?
I'm very fine. Before I go to the topic of the day, I'm sure you remember Darlington who called before the semi-finals.
Yes.
I told you that Germany.
You said so.
All of you were not looking in the direction of Germany beating Brazil and Germany taking the World Cup.
Octopus Darlington.
Remembered all of that?
All right. Your baby is there again today. So let's go to today's topic, Darlington.
Now, Ken.
Yes.
I want to tell you this.
Yeah.
I think if you ask me objectively, FIFA is encouraging corruption.
Okay.
Because FIFA in itself is an embodiment of corruption.
All right.
I say that without any fear of favor or apologies. Now, the FIFA has said we should not go to the conventional courts. We should go to the FIFA courts. But FIFA is not completely funding national teams for countries. they give us stipends when you qualify to prepare and competitions. But the large chunk of money that keeps the FAs alive in all the countries come either directly from sponsorship in the case of Africa. True or false? Now, like the case of Nigeria, I'm ashamed because over time we keep talking about FIFA's hammer and how to meet. How long would we continue to remain an object of laughter to the international community? People see Nigeria as a body of corruption, and this again is so much in our football. This money gets to few hands, and these few hands sick of meat. Little wonder everybody wants to kill themselves over wanting to head the FA of Nigeria. It's a shame. I think, for instance, Nigeria cannot survive without the government because we do not have adequate sponsorship from the products. If that is so, and the government must continue to fund, why won't we ask questions from our own people who are embezzling this money?
Thank you.
How would Nigeria football grow? That is the question.
Thank you, Darlington.
Corruption has become a canker worm that is eating off the good works of one or two persons that should have been there. Look at you, look at what you are doing every day. But how much is that one appreciated? God bless Nigeria.
God bless you, Darlington.
It's a shame.
Thank you.
It's a shame.
It's okay. Darlington has gone emotional.
Exactly. He hit the nail on the head, I must say. You see, for me, the FA tends to measure success in terms of cups, in terms of competition attended.
And that's part of what is driving us miles back.
Miles back. Because if you look at successes in the age grade, there is no
template. There is no template. After Nigeria, they say, let you study how the youth team. You won't see any. There's no formula for success.
You won't see any structure. Yeah. Because if you look at Mario Götze, the player that scored the final goal of the World Cup in 2009. He was in Nigeria to come and play the under-17. In that particular competition, Nigeria were runners up.
Shakiri.
Look at him.
Shakiri. The Switzerland boy.
Yes. Look at Toni Kroos. This particular player that just moved to Real Madrid was in the same set with Tela Boys.
Yes.
So apart from Ramon Aziz, which other player in that set made it to
Ramon Aziz made it?
Did we make it anywhere?
But looking at the solution, I think it's high time we started looking at a public-private partnership.
To gradually,
hold on, Yemi.
The president of the chairman, Maigeri,
the marketing department take us into the next phase. That's exactly what we need now. We cannot completely take off government right about now.
Jimmy, but okay, for the program we have at. Okay, for the program we have at, and I think maybe as we get to your last words, let's have it. What do you think should be the right way for the program as we go on your last words?
Setting ourselves back to the template that we actually do need. Let's go for a public-private partnership to take our sports gradually away from government. Simple.
Yemi? I think I concur with Jimmy. It's high time government starts stepping back from funding football. Let it go private. And when private investors invest their money in a particular place, they will ask for account.
Right. Okay. The minister has also said that it's not a football. Of course, they always tell us they're not football ministers, but we have seen him going to attend cricket training and other things. We do expect that there will be a level playing field for all sports. We said so before. If football is getting 115 million naira every month, table tennis should get it. Athletics should get it. Gymnastics, boxing, basketball, they all should have that. Instead of else, you cut off the funds for football, let them go and source their funds, and then let them go to FIFA and be independent. It is the way we should go. It isn't the way other people are going. It is Channel Sport on. So now we sign up this way because we try to say what we believe is right. We might not be right, but that is in our own thoughts here. That is the way we should go. Government is high time you have level playing field, but accountability must be the watchword. Whether it's the FA, whether it is CAF, or whether it is FIFA, corruption must not be condoned. My name is Ken Ochonogo. Have a wonderful summer.